Hey, it's Beth. Welcome. It is time for the Smash or Stash collaboration. This is a collaboration I host that encourages you and reminds you to use up some of those either often hoarded or forgotten items in your stash. This is a collaboration and there is a hashtag up in the title and in the description box that if you click on it, you can see who else is participating this month. If for some reason the hashtag brings in some weird stuff, there should be an option that says refine search to hashtag only or something similar to that. If you click on that, it does clean up that list for you. So each month there is a theme or a prompt for this collaboration. But November and December are free choice. So free choice months are always fun for a couple reasons. One, because you can choose whatever it is that you want to work on that particular month. And two, it's always fun to see the variety of things that people choose. So my projects this month are a little different from what you've normally seen me do for this. We are in the thick of craft show season and I don't really have time to do anything else that's not craft show related. And so I focused on using up some items in my stash that I could upcycle or turn into something different and sell at craft shows. So we'll start with some of the smaller items. This is a little hexagon frame, like shadow box type frame. I think it's from Michael's when they had the $1. I think they still have that section up by checkout, but I don't know how much is $1 anymore. But I've had this for a while, and so I took it and stained the frame, and then took some honeycomb patterned paper and kind of managed to figure out the shape that I needed to cut it, get it cut down, and then used some Mod Podge to decoupage it onto the inside. And then we have a laser cutter, and we had cut some honeycomb wood shapes several years ago, and there was one that was broken, and I don't know why I kept it, because I'm a crafter. I keep everything, right? That's what we do, because who knows, someday we're going to put it to use. And I did, y'all. I did. I trimmed off what was left kind of to even up the outer pieces here. And I just used it to add some more dimension to this frame. And then I have a V shape. It's either from Michael or from Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. I don't remember. It's comes in those packs with almost like a tic-tac-toe board full of different wooden shapes. So I just used a paint marker to paint him up and added him on, and now it's a cute little bee-themed frame that we can add to our craft show. And then I had some acorn shapes that I had thrifted from Goodwill years ago with the intention of painting them, and they were going to be very easy to do, easy projects. I just never got to them. So I took them and painted them both up. I used some dark brown chalk paint to paint the whole one of this one. And then the smaller one actually has some texture in it. There's a line that kind of distinguishes where the top of the acorn is versus the body. And so I just painted the top part of it black or brown, and a dark brown, and then the bottom part's more like a hazelnut color. And then I just took some scraps, good use of scraps, some scrap paper, and used Mod Podge again to decoupage it onto the front of this acorn and then the front bottom part of this acorn. So these are just some things you can sit around, lean on a shelf or in a tiered tray or on a tray or as table scatter or whatever is kind of what my vision was. And then this one actually had a hole at the top. So I have a jar of random brown colored wooden beads. And so I found 3 that were the same color, same size, and added those to the top. Just if someone did want to hang it, they can. Otherwise, it can sit somewhere. So those finally used those up out of my stash. And then, my big project for this month, which took me quite a while to get through it all, but 3 years ago, may have been during the pandemic, I don't remember, I had found these houses at Target in what was 2022, and they're dollar spot, and they were $3. And I thought, my husband was with me, and I'm like, those are really cool. I feel like we could make a sign out of them somehow. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, you should buy everything they had, all the ones they had. We'll use it. So I did. I bought all 10, and they sat in my cabinet for a couple years. I finally figured out this year how I can use them, and finally had a chance to sit down and work on it. So this frame was all together, like the frame with the white backer on it. And so what I did is I found a file that's like an interchangeable seasonal sign, I guess is what you want to call it. And so we used our laser, and we cut down some letters for H, M, and E. And then I didn't cut. I set it up, then my husband actually did the cutting. I'll give him full credit. Shapes, so like that cover some of the different seasons. And I did a variety of, this was kind of a mixed media project for me. I did a variety of, I don't know, decorations on them. I have the bunny, and it is Mod Podged with some patterned paper. The shamrock has some patterned paper. The paw print is just painted. I did some patterned paper on the star. The pumpkin is painted, but it is 2 layers. So it's got like this top little frame layer that gives the curved lines on the pumpkin. Some more paper on the heart. The butterfly, I actually did some stenciling. So this was kind of like a good exercise for me. Like I did some things I wasn't used to. This is, I think, an old Creative Memories Stampin' Up, maybe Stampin' Up. Yes, Stampin' Up stencil that I had thrifted, and I need to finish cleaning it up, but I was running out of time. So I painted up my butterfly just in some like light yellow chalk paint, and then took some white chalk paint and stenciled on the little polka dots for the butterfly. So thought that turned out cute. I have a tree shape that I used a different kind of stencil on. This is a chalk paint stencil, and so it has like a mesh to it, and you put it on and you use chalk paint almost like with a little squeegee, almost as if you were doing like a screen print type of thing. And so I did that to get just a little plaid look on the tree, because I wanted a design on the tree, but no way did I want to go in and fussy cut all of that out. So that kind of determined how I did the tops of them. If they were easy shapes that I could trace and cut the paper out and apply, I did that. Otherwise, I used paint. So then the flower is the last one, and I just painted it up with some chalk paint, and then went in with a white paint marker just to add a little bit of highlighting detail to give it some dimension. And then I want to add a snowflake too, but I had forgotten about that, so I need to have that cut. So basically what it is there is a Velcro, like the backer of a Velcro dot on the sign, and then there's Velcro dots on each of these little pieces. And throughout the year, depending on what the season is, you can change out your shape. So I have those, and then, like I said, we had 10 signs, and so we cut, not all of it's here, it wouldn't fit, but we cut 10 sets of the letters and all of the shapes to go with those 10 signs. So that is cleared a nice chunk of space in my cabinet of wooden things that I can turn into something else. So a very random, eclectic mix of things for me. I guess not really totally random, eclectic, and different for me, yes, as far as like how, like the mixed media aspect of some of this, but they all do flow together because they're all going in my craft show. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my projects for this month. Maybe you got some inspiration on how to use some of your paper or even scrap papers to make some decorations for your house. And be sure to check out that hashtag to see what all the other participants have used this month and what they have created. As always, I thank you all so very much for your time, and I hope you all have a very crafty day.